Uh, man, I love chat. Now watch Kate lose because no one can see through the tears.
The chat room
Certainly,
is active
certainly,
today, to say the least.
Joel, certainly you mean the tears, as in tears on a cake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll see myself to the door.
You're fired. You're done. You are all sorts of done. In fact, you're so fired. I'm going to do the cake tips.
No.
You're doing the others. You're doing SPQR.
Okay, it's fair. That's you know what, that was kind of mean. That's fair. All right. SPQR, the RAS Napoli, piloted by Blue, which is your basic Metamidian Gat mortar, but with a Banshee and a flare gun on the side. Banshee becoming increasingly popular after the recent patch. And then the RAS Serrano, which is a Blenderfish piloted by Assault Pig, and that has got a good double flamer complement on it. That was just actually fairly cakey.
There you go. And for the cakes, we have the whatchamacallit with the Watchafish still and a flamer Gatling on the sides. And we have the Keiko. This is Melon's Galleon. On the left-hand side, Lumberjack heavy flak combo with a Hades, rather, and a harpoon on the buttocks. And on the right-hand side, Carronade and Watcha. I'm very nervous about that Blenderfish.
Yeah, that's gonna really do a number on both of these ships. Both these ships are actually pretty vulnerable. The Galleon a little bit less so because it drops very slowly when it gets its balloon taken out. Is Melon carrying Drogue shoot? He is indeed. So I mean, the dropping on this Galleon will be next to nothing if he puts that on and his balloon goes down. Especially considering how easy it is to get to the balloon. As the pilot, I think that they're gonna at least be hoping that the Blenderfish engages them.
The Napoli is closing the distance very quickly on the Keiko. Inside arming time already, loading into the hull. Blenderfish doing its work on the Keiko. Napoli losing its balloon too. The whatchamacallit is rising up in arcs of the Serrano. We should see Watchaburst here very shortly, unless they're just going to go for a ram.
Just for funsies.
Okay.
Whatchamacallit now unloading that Hwacha. I think maybe that ram was supposed to strip the armor beforehand. I think was the idea. Napoli getting a Hwacha from the Keiko. Nothing of any significance taken
Toronto
down.
does lose their armor to that Gatling. Hwacha is reloading, going to the ram cam for the whatchamacallit. Buff is out. Toronto gets a big, heavy flank of Hwacha rockets all in its side. Armor does indeed go down once again.
Napoli is just sitting in the close range broadside of the VSS Keiko. Armor goes down, a couple rockets sink in before he falls out of arcs. But, I mean, he is just out of arcs of the Keiko's everything right now.
Not the best place to be.
Oh,
Watch
good.
McCullough going in!
And a ram to finish them off. Napoli now all alone, and even a gap mortar permitted, I do not believe, can take down this Hwacha before the can take down this Galleon before the whatchamacallit turns around and engages. Napoli, realizing this, is trying to get out of here.
They are trying to rise above the Keiko, but watch McCullough right there beside him. It's hard to escape a goldfish.
It's hard to escape a goldfish, and it's hard to escape the long-range side of a Galleon, which Melon is not turning to engage right now. Whatchamacallit actually backing up into his Galleon, forcing the Peary to make a decision. Do I pursue or do I run?
And he's going to pursue in this situation. Keiko loading shots into the Napoli. Balloon does indeed go down. Whatchamacallit on its side right now. They are flipping the ship's nose cone. Going again to the ram cam here. Napoli about to get loaded up with Hwacha. Buff is clear and effective. Napoli, that hurt.
Wow, Napoli loses everything and a slice of cake. Another Hwacha coming in from the Keiko, along with that Gatling. Gatted out. Wow, that was double Hwacha. Very effective.
Another example of, while cake does not begin engagements well at all, the longer an engagement goes, the more it's going to slowly swing in their favor. That was a very good engagement. I will say this right now. That was a very good engagement for SPQR.
Well, Dan, you know the third law of thermodynamics. I believe it's the third law of thermodynamics. Anyway, it's the law of entropy. I think it's also known as the third law of
Yes,
thermodynamics.
that's correct. Yes, that's the third law of
Yes.
thermodynamics.
Yes, which is
You're about to make Obvious very happy, by the way, with whatever
Dude,
you're going to say here.
happy birthday, bro. But things drift towards disunion, and in disunion and in chaos, Cake absolutely thrives. And that is just what we see. As a team's very well-oiled plan begins to break down, Cake's ability to improvise and continue disabling and just continue getting those fire stacks on as the engineers' tiny mistakes begin to add up, the engagement slowly begins to tip generally in Cake's favor.
Fred's asking me to turn the kill feed on. I don't have a button to turn the kill feed back on.
Oh, the top right corner or the top left corner?
Yes.
That is a button, I believe.
I don't know what button it is. I can't find it.
Here, let me.
Someone needs to find it for me so it's not on stream.
Let's see. Spectator. Let's see. Camera speed, camera targets, camera Dutch, show health, show chat, show details, show match details. That might be it. Try U.
You. Nope.
Try I.
I. Nope.
Try Y.
Nope, that's chat.
Oh. And you've already got the health bars up with T, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Let me check one more thing.
Apparently we're actually thinking of the second law of thermodynamics.
Oh, sorry, science majors. I tried.
You tried.
I tried.
You're not a science major, though.
I am not a science major, though. All right, there we go. Oh, man. I really thought I had that one.
Yeah, no, Fred, I know they're all in the same row. I just don't have a button to turn it on. There isn't one. I broke something and I don't know how to fix it.
Good job, Dan.
Thank you. Keiko and whatchamacallit just sitting out. They're harpooning each other.
Not sinking in because
they're pooning. Don't poon, please. Kirk?
Third law of thermodynamics has to do with absolute zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that has to do with the entropy of a crystal at absolute zero, and that it stays at zero is what the Wikipedia tells me. So I was close-ish.
Cake is sitting in formation in the upper center of the map. In order to progress forward, the Centurions must get kills. They must get kills in this situation. They're very much behind on the kill count as it stands.
Yes. This is, however, the last match of 3. Only 1 minute of overtime has been used. So this has the potential to drag out quite long if neither team wants to engage. But if we do have to end up talking more about the R&D matches yesterday, I can't say I'll be disappointed.
Spots are down. SPQR is charging the whatchamacallit, which is separated slightly from the Keiko. No lumberjack shots yet, and I'm gonna sneeze.
The whatchamacallit turns around and is gonna try to go behind this hard cover here, gets those engines in full forward, but not before he gets his balloon taken out by the Serrano. He is going into the welcoming arms of his galleon, who is launching those shots very effectively. Oh, a heavy flak lands perfectly! The second that armor goes down, that heavy flak sunk into that goldfish, did a whole lot of damage. Serrano now hurting very badly, very suddenly.
There we go. Keiko coming down on top of the Serrano. We should see Watcha shots and Carronade shots coming in here. The whatchamacallit losing their balloon. Not in the best situation in the world.
Melon going in for a butt ram. Gets a good harpoon in on the Napoli. Butt ram lands right into close side. Hwacha goes out. Then Napoli's got one more carronade in his balloon until he is done.
They are ever so incredibly disabled right now.
Everything is broken. Yep. There's not a single component that is working. Those engineers are crying right now. You can hear the tears.
That's the sound of engineers not wanting to live on this planet anymore. Whatchamacallit, great control over the Serrano. They're going in on the Keiko, trying to keep the galleon on the deck. Napoli is trying to rise above. Their balloon is holding steady. It looks like they might get out of this situation, at least for the time being, while the Keiko partially...
Oh, is there a sandwich? I smell sandwiches. No, a little off. However, Serrano is against the
Serrano
ground.
gets stuck!
Good
stuck in the
Gatling
water!
fire going down. This Hwacha is coming to bear and is probably going to finish off the armor and the last bit of the hull, leaving the Napoli alone by himself while both of these heavy weapons come up to engage.
Here we go. All right, so apparently U is for the kill feed as well. It simply didn't get refreshed properly.
Okay.
That's all.
I was right.
We're right.
Whatchamacallit loses hull. Mortars go in, balloon blocking though, and out of arc dodging. Very good move. Keiko just finally getting himself back together, and that very low vertical acceleration now working against him as he tries to get up close to the ceiling to help in this engagement.
The Keiko is definitely making headway towards the Napoli so far. Serrano spawning back in. They're going to have arcs here in just a few moments on the whatchamacallit or the Keiko. Hwacha shots going out all over the Napoli from
all
the Keiko.
Guns are down. All the guns are down, and this other Hwacha is coming to arcs. However, Serrano has once again joined the fray.
This Hwacha is being saved for Serrano.
But a good heavy clip immediately takes out that Hwacha. Whatchamacallit needs to go back to the arms of his ally before too many more carronades go into him.
Look at this, long range side from the Keiko pointed at both the Serrano and the Napoli. They realized the mistake just a little later than I think they wanted to. Napoli getting shredded. Napoli
loses that balloon. However, his hull is still sitting pretty. Serrano going in for a good ram on the Whatchamacallit. Whatchamacallit does go down against the terrain. The Keiko going down. That galleon is going to have a very difficult time escaping, especially with a harpoon on its rear. Good Hwacha into the Napoli. The front gun is still operational. Keiko does clear the mountain, but just barely. That tiny bit of elevation may have made the difference as the Napoli is now stuck on that edge. And Serrano has to try to avoid
balloon is down again
ally.
on the Keiko. They could get stuck in the water. They are hitting it. They do get stuck. Armor is down. They are going to be forced to tank for a little bit here.
That mortar is coming in, and I just don't think it can survive the combined forces of both of those ships. The whatchamacallit is right around the corner. They are so close to spotting him right now, and he knows that, and he is trying to get out before they see him. As SPQR peeks around the mountain, I don't think they caught wind of him. I don't think they quite saw where he was.
This game can still very much go any direction. 3-2 so far in favor of Cake. The only things that are going to affect the next engagement is positioning and the fact that Napoli only has half of their hull left.
Absolutely. That is one aptly timed heavy flak shot to take down the Napoli. If we can see, once again, either the luck or skill that had that first heavy flak just drill the Serrano the instant that hull went down against the Napoli, then this will very quickly turn from 2v2 to 2v1.
Checking through the different crew members of VSS Keiko. Placeable and Tiberius.
We're probably going to see that long-range side open up any second now. There is just one stalagmite in between the SPQR and the long-range side of that galleon.
The SPQR folks doing a good job of trying to maintain the engagements happening only when they want to. They've done a good job of keeping out of arcs, but Keiko is about to unleash with those long-range weapons. Flak Cannon and Lumberjack both firing. Look at those arcs.
Good flaks from Lumberjacks from Tiberius III. Taking a little advantage of that first-person camera. Looks real cool. Napoli backing up now very smartly as target switched to the Serrano.
Napoli needs to right itself here before they can engage this fight.
There was another flak. There was another one of those perfectly timed flaks we saw the first time around. Serrano is one armor strip away from death. Whatever strips that armor is very likely going to finish him off. That was very unfortunate. There he goes. One shot.
Boom!
Serrano is down 2-4 Cake. Napoli at half.
Napoli has to go. Napoli has to leave right now or they will lose the game and, in fact, the match.
Yeah, and Napoli knows that very well, and they are gone. 5 minutes left for SPQR to make less than 5 minutes. I have no idea how long ago that little timestamp was posted. Less than 5 minutes for SPQR to turn this around and get either 2 kills and a lot of permahull damage, or 3 kills before Cake manages to get anything. Whatchamacallit pursuing. I don't know if I agree with this.
This is a dangerous move for the whatchamacallit. Keiko also in motion right now.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know
long
why. I don't know why they're doing this. Time is on their side.
its long range side is not facing towards anything right now. They're just getting things situated. They're looks like they're going to sit here and engage, but the Serrano is already dangerously close to the Keiko.
Yeah,
Dangerously close. Those shots are not landing.
Serrano is doing a little bit more evasive flying. Last time we saw him charging directly in on the Keiko. This time he kind of took a little bit of an angle, and I think it paid off for him. However, hull is down. Hwacha is already been excused and was not able to finish off the Serrano. However, those lumberjacks, whew, still hitting the Napoli from this low.
How are they still hitting? Good lord.
The lumberjack just has these incredible upward arcs that people just consistently forget about.
Oh my goodness. Whatchamacallit bringing its armor back up nearly full, at about 2/3. Whatchamacallit with the Serrano still incapacitated for the most part, engaging with the Keiko on the Napoli. Napoli losing its balloon. They have a lot of problems they need to deal with.
Yeah, and that Hades is starting to come in a little bit. Once again, we're seeing their balloon is down. Heavy Flak lands now. Oh gosh, Heavy Flak was in arming time, but it doesn't matter. Heavy Flak was in arming time, but there was enough extra damage to just finish it off.
They got gatted out.
No, I think it was an in arming time lumberjack that finished him off. Anyway, Balana once again saying this is for obvious. Feel the love on your birthday because you're not getting it any other time of the year. Zing.
That's because obvious is a piece of snot.
Oh, but we love him anyway, more or less.
More or less. More or less. Oh, Fred in our chat room actually reminding us that the Lumberjacks up and down arcs, 65 degrees.
Wow. That's the same as the Artemis side arc.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
Woo! Cake gets a tough, hard-fought win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
That was I mean, not as good as the matches we saw yesterday, but still pretty fun cast.
I'm trying to figure out here what exactly is going on.
Yeah, where are we going next, Dan? Dan, where are we going next? Where are we going next?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Well, you don't know. Obviously, it's going right in the corner. So, I guess that's nice.
Oh. Well then.
All right. What is? Let me grab the brackets. Maybe that'll give me some insight.
Some insight would be appreciated.
All right. Let's see. Brackets should be right here. All right. Okay. The Riders Praetorian match looks like it finished in favor of the Riders. Riders moving on to the semifinals along with Cake Centurions. Cake won that one, so we're either doing. It looks like in the Bard Lols and Star Bubbles is in progress. I think is what that means.
Okay, so we probably have Cake versus Riders, then a repeat of yesterday's semis.
I think that's what these little things I'm seeing on here mean. We could also have Bard Lols, but anyway, we have one of the semifinal matches.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Woohoo!
Woo!
Yeah, we're gonna ignore the global chat there.
Yeah, is there any way that you can like?
I'm gonna switch to match chat.
Oh, that'll work. Actually, that's a great idea. There you go. Yeah. Simple solutions to complex problems.
Yep.
Any news from anyone where we're actually supposed to go?
I have not received any just yet.
Just waiting on the world to change. Are you waiting on the world to change, Dan?
I am.
I'm waiting on a message from Mezu. So we'll see what happens first.
Aha. We have an invite from Mezu.
Ah, there we
Time
go.
to enter the super secret password.
Has the world changed?
No. No.
Ah, that's a shame. Well, it looks like I won. Pay up.
I'm sorry?
Don't worry. I'll just take it right out of your bank account.
What's going on?
Oh, you lost the bet.
What bet did I lose?
You mean you don't remember?
No, I didn't write it down, therefore it wasn't a bet.
No, we shook. Unless you had cross. Did you have crossies?
I have? I don't know. I
Son
didn't
of a
write
gun.
it down.
You son of a gun. You crossies doesn't counted me. I knew I should have trusted you.
Should not have trusted me?
Can I join on you?
Yes.
All right.
I don't know. Can you? Obvious would be proud of that.
I guess I'm playing. All right. I'm flying under Luosi today. Don't worry. Multiple pilots OP. I'll boost that ship speed by 5% per pilot. Melon hopping on, boosting the ship speed to 10%. All right, I'm gonna fly under Melon. Let's see what Melon wants me to bring.
I got nothing. Apparently, Obvious wasn't proud of my humor.
I'm just waiting for Melon to suggest me a loadout.
Oh dear. I'm trying because Oracle has popped up here. Trying to figure out exactly what's going on. All right, Oracle is actually on the main stream. Okay. So just so you know, Kirk, he is gonna steal you for the finals.
Man, the work of a Kirk never ends. So you get to go home, enjoy a nice cool drink, watch the finals, sit back, relax. Well, I gotta run my mouth more, which I guess is not something I'm opposed to.
Well, there you go. I have to, as soon as I'm off here, quickly make dinner, and then get back on stream to do the pre-Warcraft stuff.
Pre-Warcraft stuff? Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I'm doing a 56-hour grind here.
Dan, put a pin in that because this is Operation Steel Lydia is in full effect. Fred V putting up a winner gets Lydia. Replaceable, knocking it down, saying there are no prizes in SCS. You silly. I don't know. That them sounds like fighting words.
I think the winner should get Lydia.
You know what? No matter what happens, that's going to be the unofficial wager.
Obvious saying that the best birthday present he has ever received is me in pain. Thank you, Obvious. Thank you.
Oh, the super secret password. No, Lucas, that's the wrong chat. No, now everyone will get in. No.
This is terrible.
This is a disaster.
How could things have gone so far awry?
How things have just gone from 10 to shit.
The one thing I'm really curious about, we haven't heard from Lydia in chat about how people are wagering on her for this victory.
Maybe she's just got her fingers crossed, like, hoping
we win.
Hoping we win.
Hoping
yeah.
Cake win.
Yeah. Sorry, Lydia. You can just go ahead and admit it.
Okay, Lydia. We've all admitted it.
Lucas advocating Overwatch.
I got
again.
it. Hold on a sec. My hand's slipping. I have a hand slip issue.
Oh no,
here.
Dan. Oh no, Dan.
Oh no. Oh goodness. Oh. Whoops. Oh.
What have you done, Dan? What have you done?
I don't know.
What have you done? Actually, what have you done? I can't see. What did you?
I don't know what happened.
Did you put something on stream?
No.
What really? What happened?
I timed Lucas out for 600 seconds.
Oh no, Dan! That's what happens when you advocate Overwatch on stream. We don't like their kind here. much love for
I love
Overwatch.
you, Lucas. By the way, Lucas worked his ass off yesterday
Yeah, yeah.
for
That was
for
that was
the
apparent.
uh for the invitational.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was apparent. Just I was in no way involved in that, other than I mean, watching it, and poking in a little bit with strategy and whatnot before the match. But in terms of organization, I had no involvement in that, and it was very very apparent how hard Lucas was working to keep everything running very smoothly. So, props to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Lucas was a major part in how we were able to make yesterday happen. So thank you, Lucas. I don't feel bad about muting him there.
He's gonna come back like swearing and rip roaring.
So normal Monday for him.
Normal Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. Step in the kidney. You have just defeated Shia LaBeouf. That song is a pure masterpiece. Dan, have you seen the extended theatrical version?
Yes.
I cried. I showed it.
Cried.
I showed it to my class.
You know, we're doing the community games tonight with Golden Glade. If you could have more than 4 people, I'd love to do Payday 2 as it, but that's only 4.
Oh.
All right, so go ahead with the cakes, Kirk.
Yay. I guess my restriction has been lifted. We have the whatchamacallit, which once again, a Hotchafish piloted by Spudnik with Gat Flamer on the side, and the VSS Melon Midian, which he is Caro Banshee this time. Ooh, that should be interesting.
Oh dear!
With Banshee flare gun on the side. Hotchafish takes heavy damage moving in on the Lib ATK. Wow. However, Lib ATK loses a lot of guns.
Oh dear, it looks like both cake ships are making a death charge on the Fancy. Lib ATK getting the last of their guns back up, loading into the whatchamacallit.
Oh, Melon misses a ram pretty heavily. Turns around, though, to continue engaging the Fancy. Whatchamacallit is doing a good job surviving against this Galleon and this Mobula. Fancy's lost balloon, about to lose hull. Those Banshees are going to start doing a lot of damage any second now. Here they go. Ram coming in, aptly timed. Takes the Fancy down. Beautiful Melon. However, they are in the long-range broadside of that Rider Galleon, and it's going to take them a little bit to really close distance.
Okay, so long-range side, while we have a moment here, of the Lib ATK, piloted by Luosi. Left-hand side, Lumberjack, Heavy Flak with Hades on the side. Flare on the back, right-hand side, Caronade, Watcha. And on the... I can't pull up the Fancy yet, because it's not alive. Lib ATK's balloon goes down.
There it goes. Fancy's here with no balloon. What the heck?
No, Fancy has balloon fine.
Oh, I'm looking at that. It bumped down. Never mind.
The top deck on the Fancy is a Hades. Main deck is Artemis. Bottom deck is Caro Flamer. They are already firing their guns.
Yeah,
Lib ATK is heavily disabled.
Yeah, the cake was able to close in on the Lib ATK while you were going over loadouts, but they are, I mean, the whatchamacallit is very, very badly damaged. And the Fancy now has good arcs on the Melon Midian. These two long-range ships are doing a split engagement, and it's very difficult for these
Melon Midian's armor is
targets.
down. They're getting hammered.
Yeah, they are backing up, but there is no cover in sight for them. Here they are. They're going to dip low behind the hardcover of the broken pillar here, but their balloon is a little bit damaged, and they're sinking lower than they could be. Are they going to make it? I think they'll be all right.
I am not entirely sure. Hardcover is going to be hard to reach here. Lib ATK is still ridiculously disabled. So many components on that Galleon down. Fancy is going to need to assist them in this situation, which it looks like they will be able to do.
Spud is using the Lib ATK as hardcover. Very smart. That Hades sinking square into an ally, doing nothing. This is a beautiful move from Spud. He is making hardcover for himself.
Tough situation right now for the whatchamacallit. They're struggling to keep in the air. Hydro burn up, throwing off the Artemis arcs pretty severely.
Melon Midian is coming in, closing in on the Fancy, forcing him to switch targets. Good arcs. That balloon is about to go down, which is a death sentence for a Mobula.
I I am already out of breath on this one. This is a tight fight to say the least. Melamidian is getting hammered from both sides.
Melamidian, while closing in on the Fancy, has opened himself up to the Lib ATK. Hwacha goes out, takes down those weapons, probably saving the Melamidian's life. Melamidian trying to get the balloon out on the Fancy once again. One carronade short, goes under. Wow, this is. Jeez, I have no idea which way this is gonna go.
This is very tight. This is extremely tight. This kind
I
of
don't like the
split
Melamidian's
engagement.
positioning right now, though. He's getting Flamer right up the aft, and that his balloon is out. One more Artemis. There he goes.
Ooh, 1-1 in favor of no one at all. Very tight engagement, but the whatchamacallit very much exposed to the firepower of the Fancy, getting another sweep on the Lib ATK. That galleon is entirely disabled. They are hurting something fierce, but the Fancy getting shots on the whatchamacallit.
Yeah,
not what they want. It
getting,
looks like they're escaping.
Yeah, it's going to take, I mean, it takes a while for a galleon to re-engage when it's at maximum capacity. Now the fact that it has to repair its heavy guns and repair its engines, it's going to be a while before the ship is doing anything productive for his team.
Whatchamacallit taking shots on the back column. Lumberjack is back on the Lib ATK. Whatchamacallit doing everything they can to get out of there. Two of their engines are down. One comes back up. Their hull is still sitting very low. Balloon sitting very low. Fancy not letting up here. Daniel playing very aggressively.
Man,
very aggressively.
This is reminding me of some old duck matches where they would just set up a defensive sniper position, and it was so hard to get in. And when you did get in on them, there was the backup plan, and it was so difficult to get a successful charge. And that is what I am having flashbacks to right now with this Rider team. No, that is an absolute compliment. The Ducks were unstoppable back in the day, and just the numbers just show that one.
Back in the day.
Back in my day, there was no fancy ships with balloons down on the bottom. They were all on the top like the muse gods intended. And
back in my day, we didn't have the what is it called? Hades. We liked it.
No, the only long-range piercing weapon was the mercury field gun, and goddamn was that thing OP. Seriously, I've heard stories of they had to have gentlemen's agreements not to bring double mercury pyramidions because Lochnagar wouldn't break the gun. So you could just lock shot, pipe wrench, lock shot, pipe wrench, lock shot, pipe wrench, and just continue pelting a ship with Lochnagar mercury field guns, and there was just no counterplay. It was awful.
Good lord. The Lib ATK setting up to get some shots on both of the cake ships, sitting very high so its arcs are easy to maintain. The cakes are going to be in a lot of trouble here as those shots start raining in.
Oh man, I mean, look at these positioning. Usually when you see a sniper team, they stick very close together. The Fancy and the Lib are like within arming time of each other. Or I'm sorry, outside of arming time of each other. So charging on one ship puts you in really good arcs for the other ship. And it's just a very
whatchamacallit doing the same thing it did beforehand, getting on the bad side of the Lib ATK. Couple disables on it.
What is Melamidian doing?
They are struggling.
He is only now getting his ship into forward, but he should probably put it in reverse as the last little bit of the goldfish goes down.
Melamidian needs to play this one very, very tightly.
Yes, I mean, what the Riders like to do, and we saw this a little bit yesterday against the Gents team, is they did a flank with the sniper maneuver where they were very far away, but they could see, they had like a sort of a 90-degree engagement going where they could see both ends. Balana asking for a pause right now.
Are they granting it? Are there any spots out?
There are no spots out. We had a disconnect from Tiberius, it seems. There are no spots out. There's no engagement. There is official pause out.
All right, we are in official pause, guys. The whatchamacallit just spawns back in, but they won't be moving, I do believe.
Okay, it looks like Tiberius did lose his power, so we are probably going to have to fill in a sub. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to go.
No, he's not.
I'm ready to go, coach. I've been dreaming of coming in the competitive field for years now.
I wouldn't trust him.
Come on, I can engineer. Put me in. Put me in. I'm gonna be in Balana right now. I'm actually gonna say, "Put me in, coach." We'll see what her response is while we wait for this pause to
My
expire.
friends call me coach.
View all friends.
Kittyland. Hopefully you people know what I'm referencing.
Otherwise, you just sound insane.
Well, that's actually pretty normal.
There, the message is out. I have informed the cake team. I am ready to
We have a
go.
lot of cakes wanting to step up. We have both Obvious and Ronald
Where they want to be
to
put
get
in. Oh,
tossed in.
looks like.
Oh, Tib just reconnected. I just saw him come back online on Steam. So he's coming back. Everything's good. Everything's fine.
Mesu saying, "Remember, kids, don't drink and cast." Hey,
Hey.
I'll have you know. I'll have you know.
So, listen to this. Not only did not only are the what is that team?
What the
Not only
Riders?
are the Bards and the Star Bubbles
Mhm.
already in their match, they're actually already finished with their bracket.
Oh wow! So they are who? So who's on the finals?
It's going to be the Bards LOL.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That is a impromptu alliance between the Bars and the LOL clan.
I've never heard of the LOL clan.
I've seen them around in like lobbies and such. I believe if this is.
Oh hey, Lucas is unmuted now.
And he comes in putting in cakes as a peace offering. Do you accept the peace offering of cakes, Dan?
Of course.
Okay, we're all friends again.
I always accept a peace offering of cake. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a cake. That makes sense, right?
That makes.
All right,
that makes,
are we unpaused here?
I don't know. It looks like they are. There's a lot of shit movement going on and shots down. So I believe it is safe to assume we are out of a pause.
Whatchamacallit is slinging around Candy Mountain here, taking the
Good.
far side of it very quickly.
Yeah, absolute minimal damage going down on both these ships. Melon Minion has gone around the corner and then set up for what he expects to be their approach. Both of these ships done a little fakey. They made the teams think that they were going to go around Candy Mountain, but they actually showed up on the same side.
Did not work out for Melon Minion.
Did not work out for Melon Minion. Melon Minion loses hull. Oh, that heavy flak misses by inches. So does that one. Oh man, that Melon Minion was very close to death there. And now that the whatchamacallit is moving on to Lib, ATK got them. Yeah, all right, Hwacha in. Melon Minion is coming in on the fancy.
Whatchamacallit is trying to rise above and back. Melon Minion moving right in on the Lib ATK from the looks of things. Not working out in their favor so far, though. Melon Minion losing their balloon. They're going to have to deal with the brawl side of Lib ATK with that Hwacha and the heavy carronade. Not what the Pyramidian wanted to deal with here.
No, absolutely not. That Hwacha closing in on the Melon Minion, taking down both of his front guns. That carronade providing a good, very continuous suppressing fire on him. And it's just his balloon's going to go down, and he's just going to cruise into the ground before. And as soon as he gets those guns up, they might even be washing out again. So this is a difficult position for Melon Minion to be in right now.
This is a very difficult position. Melon Minion getting hammered over and over again. Whatchamacallit unable to get disables on the Fancy. They've actually turned away from the Fancy in this situation. Not entirely sure what whatchamacallit, what Spud is up to on the whatchamacallit. They're essentially sitting inside the Fancy's wheelhouse on a consistent basis. They cannot back up anymore. They have to go forward. It looks like Fancy might try to Goomba stomp them in the situation. Nope, they're opting just to keep arcs above the whatchamacallit. Melon Minion going down to the Lib
hits
ATK.
An invisible wall? Question mark.
No, I think that was just the Hwacha.
No, the whatchamacallit actually bumped into something and lost hull and completely stopped their forward momentum. However, the Melon Minion did go down. Whatchamacallit is in a corner, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I think it's safe to say this is the end.
This is not a good situation right now for the whatchamacallit. Fancy just sitting there, laying into the whatchamacallit, finishing them off 4-1 in favor of the Riders so far.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. to say the least. And it's just so difficult to get a charge down on this team, as we've seen. If there was ever a time to do it, would be right now. Both of these ships are in very different positions. They're actually very close to each other, but it's only a matter of time before the riders set up again for those engagements that they're really looking for.
How can Cake engage in a safe and reasonable manner?
You want the Watchafish on the Galleon and the Caro Banshee Piri on the Mobula, which is what we saw that first engagement go down to. And when we were managed to get that first kill, you want the Watchafish keeping that Galleon disabled while the Piri goes in low on the Mobula and uses that nose cone to really protect his front guns that have better upward arcs. Is really the ideal sort of way, and riders know that too, and they're trying to negate that as best they can.
The Whatchamacall and Melamidian both go for Candy Mountain once again, using it as cover. Lib ATK slowly creeping around, trying to find where the best arcs are going to be. Melamidian has exposed itself, although I don't believe Lib ATK has spots yet on it.
Yeah, Flare goes down just now. Melamidian behind some nice hard cover. Gonna lose that spot again, and I mean, Cake is just stuck behind Candy Mountain. There's nowhere really that they can go. And the longer that they try to figure out what to do, the longer that riders have time to set up a good defensive. Whatchamacallit takes a lot of damage very quickly, loses Balloon. Hull manages to stay alive. They're just going to cruise behind Candy Mountain again. I guess, I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're trying to draw the riders in, but look at this. They're setting up their 90-degree engagement right now. They're going to have Lib try to flush them out right into the arcs of the Fancy. Best thing that they can do right now is just rush the Fancy right now before Lib gets into position.
Lib is heading around the mountain very quickly. Whatchamacallit and Melamidian staying low, coming on the side of the Fancy. This is actually going to expose them to both arcs, though, once again. There doesn't seem to be a good way for Cake to engage in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so difficult. I mean, riders have just set up such a good defensive, and this just might come down to a build mismatch. I mean, they've brought really good brawly, I mean, disable brawl focused ships, leaning on the heavier side of disable, and Mobula's components are so far spaced that it's difficult to get a good disable on them. Galleons are just so tanky that it's difficult to get a kill on them, and I mean, I think it's just again, I think it's just a little bit of a build mismatch and just the riders setting up such a good defensive.
Watch a shots going out all over the Fancy. Only one gun is disabled.
Exactly. Just
Only
like I was
one
saying,
gun.
Mobulas are just so hard to watch out because the guns, they're just spaced out so much.
Melamidian trying to get an advantage on Lib ATK.
I don't like this matchup for Cake.
Banshee's loading into the balloon there. It's doing a good chunk of damage, but it's just not doing it fast enough. They're going to be able to repair through this.
I mean, the Carronade comes out now and does get their balloon out. Hwacha does seem to sink out of arcs. Melamidian playing a little bit of a height advantage and playing it fairly well. They're using the good downward arcs of the Banshees, but not to be forgotten that a Carronade has good upward arcs. Not Lumberjack levels of good. But
Flamer and the Banshee both have very good downward arcs. People tend to forget that at times, especially when trying to evade them. Lib ATK trying to get a little forward and swing that brawl side into arc. Melamidian gives the Lib ATK a little bounce, almost taking out its balloon again. Not quite doing it though. In the meantime, on the Whatchamacallit,
this is gonna be long. Dad, buckle up.
Very long.
These are gonna be two very long engagements as both of these ships try to get the best out of each other.
They've separated. This is not what the writers wanted. They don't usually enjoy separate engagements. The Fancy is a wonderful brawler, but it's not what it does best. They do get the Whatchamacallit's balloon. Fancy looks to have an advantage on the Whatchamacallit. They could ground out here.
Melamidian, though, does have an advantage on the Lib ATK getting its balloon down, but Lib ATK has got a lot of ground to fall down in, and that Galleon is going to fall down that ground very slowly, while the Whatchamacallit has no ground left to fall on. Fancy just getting that Flamer down on them. I feel like these two split engagements would be much more in Cake's favor if the Goldfish was on the Galleon and the Piri was on the Mobula.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatchamacallit still struggling here. Banshee shots loading into the balloon. Melon Midian is... They're maintaining a small advantage over Lib ATK. A
Very
small
small.
advantage.
Very small, just because Lib cannot get shots in. Oh, there are shots. Melon Minion loses
Ooh.
engines, loses balloon, is about to lose hull, and this engagement turns tides in an instant. One single galleon broadside absolutely turned this around. Whatchamacallit is coming in. It looks like they are trying to switch. Whatchamacallit baiting the fancy in a little bit and closing in on the Lib.
Whatchamacallit is pulling a maneuver here, but if it is going to be successful, they need to get Watcha shots as soon as they have the possibility landing on Lib ATK. We do have disables. The entire engine column is out.
Melon Minion also takes a Hwacha and loses all of their components. However, Hull is looking all right. Balloon is looking pretty decent as well, and Melon Minion comes in as a little low on the Fancy. Probably going to do a little bit of uppercut, just misses. While Fancy just drills the Whatchamacallit. Melon Minion needs to turn around now and start getting the heat off of the Whatchamacallit.
They're trying as best they can. Whatchamacallit going down. Armor is gone.
And that is it.
5-1 in favor of the Riders. That was a tough fight. And I do believe, as you said during the actual game itself, it was a bit of a mismatch situation.
Yeah, I mean, there was just the Riders just once again had too much time to set up those really good defensive positions that are so hard to get in on. And the one kill that Kate got is when they just rushed so hard. As soon as the match started, those pilots hopped on those helms and kerosene.
It was a blindside. It was a blindside kill.
And then after that, they were just too tentative, and the Riders were just able to set up good positions that were frankly unapproachable.
Yep. Unfortunately, we are going to have to make a new lobby on this one. The next map is Fight Over Fernfeld, 2v2 version.
All right.
That last engagement stretched on. I think Cake has gotten the gist of get those rider ships separated. Especially when a galleon is involved. If a ship cannot support its allied galleon, it's not going to work out too well. It simply is not. Galleons are a support ship. Yeah. They do not directly engage very well. They support another ship while it engages.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, the only build I think that isn't quite that way is a brawl-centered galleon, and that is so situational. So situational. All right, I got an invite from Mezu.
There we go. Whew, game number 2 coming up here. This one is stretching out just a bit, folks.
Whew, boy. Oh, that was just game number 1. Oh, man. I think we dipped into about half of our overtime.
A large chunk of it.
Here, let's ask.
Obvious asking in chat if Payday 2 is happening tonight. I wish. Tonight is community night with Golden Glade, and not a lot of people can join in for community stuff on Payday 2.
I mean, well, you do that. However, Admiral, I'd be all down for some Payday. I've been promising Fudge Payday for the past couple of days, but real life got in the way. I had that thing on Friday. Yesterday, I was casting like pretty much all day, and then I went to bed because I was tired. But yeah, Admiral, hit me up after this, and we'll play with Fudge, perhaps.
Now I'm gonna have to play.
There's a 4th slot.
Fine.
Yes, I've convinced him. We've done it. I'm gonna get something to eat after I cast with Oracle, but then after that, we'll G2G.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Rob the bank.
Rob the bank. No, we're not just robbing a bank. We're robbing Danning a bank.
Oh!
Everyone bowed before me. I win.
I see what you did there, mate. I see what you did. Oh, bloody brilliant. I'm just waiting for chat to explode. It should be happening any second now.
It has to hit. It has to hit.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Sicko saying things, get out, and pointing at the door. Doctor, much more receptive of your Dan pun.
I think Doc actually enjoyed that.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was, I mean, props, props, props. You want to dedicate that one to Admiral as his other birthday
That
present?
one, that horrible pun dedicated to Admiral Obvious. It is his birthday today. 20 years of age. Ripe
Wow.
old man now.
What does that make you?
Shut the fuck up.
Dan, this is SCS. Watch your language, man. Save that for late night streams.
I still need to stream WoW and Chivalry tonight. This is a long day for me.
Oh boy. I need to get something to drink before I cast with Oracle after this.
You need to freshen up.
I need to put on a little bit of aftershave. Get a little reapply deodorant. I think it's all about worn off. I took my sweater off, but it's still a little toasty up in here with my computer running and the monitor going and me existing.
Ha
Heyo.
Go on, talk.
Ping J, which I believe is Lord Fudge, saying he got back just in time for that pun.
Well, that's not saying a lot. He is Scottish.
Sigonaut Hatless Rob makes lots of puns. I love how I've made that part of the Rob and Dan lore. That Rob is just Dan wearing a hat.
Is Rob? Am I just Rob not wearing a hat then?
Yeah, exactly. Just like Sicko said, Hatless Rob.
So then, who is the real person?
You are just a really good character foil of each other. You are the same entity that takes on different forms.
But is Dan the real one, or is Rob the real one?
There is no real one. You're
there
actually
has to be a real one.
No,
somewhere.
In a shocking plot twist, you are both figments of my imagination. Yeah.
I don't want to live on this planet.
Take
anymore.
that, Joss Wheaton. That's a plot twist.
And Celestian, if I ever go back to full-time casting and streaming, which I would love to do, I will happily grow the beard back out. That is a promise. Oracle is apparently a real one between all of us.
Oh. You just had to inject yourself into that, Kirk.
I hate you all so much. Fight over Fernfeld, only the second map in this best of 3. Cake needs to win this one to stay alive in today's SCS, or they will get knocked out. First up, for the Cakes, it's Kirk's go.
Piloted by Spudnik, Cake the Shot, which is a beautiful lumberfish with good flare carronade support, and once again, the Pyramidian titled the Melamidian coming in, this time sporting Hades Artemis. Nice mid-range setup for Cake with a Banshee flare gun on the side.
On the Chariots,
Dan Prime.
Dan Prime here. Piloted by Dimensio. Double Carronade Artemis, the carrot build on the front, with the second Artemis on the side and a Hades. And we have the Lib GDL, rarely seen Luosi goldfish, Pacha fish on the front, with the Gatling and a Carronade. We rarely see him bring that out. Combat already started. Chariot getting fire all over.
Chariot has lost Balloon. Hull not looking so hot either. Cake the Shot loses all of his guns to that heavy Hwacha. This is not the engagement distance that Cake wants. That Hades is not going to be doing anything right now. That Lumberjack is not going to be doing anything right now. That Artemis is the only functional weapon that Cake has to fight off both of these ships.
Absolutely not what they wanted at all. Lib GDL and Chariots both engaging separately. Cake the Shot rising up though. They are out of arming time on the Chariot if they can get shots on them.
Oh, Chariot goes in for a heavy ram on the Melamidian. Melamidian hull is absolutely holding. That carronade is not doing any sort of major permahull damage. And that is what I don't like about the carrot build. The disable potential is there, but there's just not enough explosive piercing to really, because it's supposed to be a balance, and I just don't think there's enough DPS in it. I think you'd be better off with Caro Gat, but that's just me.
Melamidian has had all of its guns disabled from the Lib GDL and a Hwacha Burst. Cake the Shot and Chariot both jockeying for position in this situation. Neither team really getting any kind of advantage at all. Melamidian starting to focus things down though. on the
Yeah,
libgdl.
yeah, libgdl is definitely very slowly getting the shorter end of this stick. The Melon Midian is using the good lower arcs of the Hades and the good lower arcs of the Artemis to try to take out the libgdl, while Cake the Shot also retreats from the Chariot.
Chariot is closing in on the Cake the Shot. They're exchanging Artemis fire from this angle. Cake the Shot not using that lumberjack just yet. It's still very much within arming time. Take the Shot in an extreme disadvantage in this situation. Chariot bumping them all over the place. Armor break has happened. Balloon is down. They're starting to load shots into the hull. Armor comes back up, though, very quickly. They need to get that balloon going, though.
Yeah, I mean, the engagement between the libgdl and the Melon Midian is still more or less a stalemate. Cake the Shot, however, is definitely at the disadvantage. This, I think, overall, the engagement so far is going to the Riders.
That Chariot Goose, not Goose, but
Goose stomps.
Goomba stomping Cake the Shot down into this little crevasse.
Yeah, Cake the Shot is in a lot of trouble right now. He has actually become one with the rock. He is trying camouflage techniques, secret cake strategy number 4, but Chariot is seeing right through his disguise.
Clever disguise.
That is absolute genius. However, his balloon was poking out just a little bit, and Chariot is finishing him off.
This is definitely going to be a kill for Chariots. There it is. Effective use of physics for Chariot. That was definitely a mismatch situation too. Lumberjack versus those two front guns on the Chariot simply was not going to work out. In the meantime, libgdl and the Melon Midian exchanging shots back and forth. Melon Midian does have some guns disabled. They're starting to get pushed back, and with support fire coming in from Chariot, not what they wanted to be in early off on this game.
Yeah, what keeps happening with this engagement is the libgdl is not able to strip the armor with simply the Hwacha, and when they turn around to try to get the Gatling going, the Melon Midian gets enough distance where that Hades then goes into arming time. However, that's going to be difficult for them to do this time, as they have no engines. They are dead in the water as the libs turns around. Hwacha should be ready to go any second now. Melon Midian about to lose hull. If the Hwacha goes in now, they'll take him out.
libgdl turning awkwardly in the situation, but there's the Hwacha. They just rub up against that Pyramidian to the point where they had nothing they could do.
Very quickly for some reason. He appears to just be attempting to make an escape as he cruises under the libgdl. Libgdl has to turn and then get himself up to speed.
He should be able to escape the situation just fine. Should be able to.
I don't know why the Cake the Shot even engaged in the first place, but he should be able to make a nice getaway.
Absolutely. libgdl and Chariots come out of that 2-up, 2-0 in favor of the Riders. Over Cake. Cake the Shot retreating very quickly towards its ally, the Melon Midian. Melon Midian should sit back in this situation and try to get some mid-range arcs on those Rider ships.
And this is closer to the engagement length that Cake has been wanting from the beginning. If they can continue keeping this, maybe it'll go out better for them. But I mean, Riders are just closing in so quickly. If you look at that map, they are almost on top of the Cake team already.
Why Melon Midian wasn't reversing, I have no idea. They should have reversed out of the situation. They should have been pulling back their libgdl, loading right into the Melon Midian. Not what they wanted.
Cake the Shot getting a couple good lumberjacks, takes out the libgdl's balloon, but Chariot closes in on him very quickly. We have once again the same engagement going that we saw last time. Cake the Shot and Chariot versus Melon Midian and Lib, and the Riders just have the better builds for these close range encounters.
Ooh, tough engagements for Cake so far. Melon Midian is really there. Another big Hwacha burst going all into the Melon Midian. Armor is down, guns are down. They've lost 2 of their engines.
Balloon is burning out. It's just not a good position for Cake team, just in general and overall, as Chariots is bearing down on Cake the Shot, and the Lib is staying well within arming time on the Melon Midian.
How much of this mismatch is because of the Lumberfish, do you think?
I mean, Fernfeld is, of course, a developing meta map. It's brand new, all things considered, about how long we've had all of our other 2v2s. It's, water hazard, you can expect mid-range. Canyon ambush, you can either force close range or force mid-range. Things like Duel at Dawn, you can expect close range. Northern Fjords, you can expect a lot of mid-range to long range even. But these Fernfeld, no one quite really knows what the best strategy is, and I think we're seeing here develop that it's at least with the positions Cake has been taking up, it's very easy to close distance quickly, and your close ranges is interestingly enough as that is with this hugely open map. Close range is been dominant at least today.
Armor down on the Melamidian, Gatling loading into it. Watcha isn't done loading just yet. They just finish it here.
Cake the shot getting ground into the dirt by, well, I guess into the water by the Chariot. He lost about half of his perma here. It's going to be a while before his hull goes down again, but he's not in a good position. Chariot closing in very slowly, and this will probably do it for them.
They're living a long time in this
situation. They're living a very long time, but they're just delaying the inevitable as they go down. Lib GDL stripping armor once again, turning that watch. I'll do this all day. Watcha coming in, and he's saying, "There he goes. There's a watcha."
Took him long enough. Lib GDL moving in on Melamidian. Chariot right next to him. Melamidian is going to go down to this situation. It's going to be 4-0 in favor of the Riders. And Cake doesn't have a lot of opportunities to come back in this situation.
Yeah, Cake are just getting outbuilded today. Riders are forcing engagements that they want, and the engagements that are accommodating their builds. And Cake is just being continually forced to play by Riders' rules. And in Hotel Rider, the house always wins.
I thought that was a push.
A push?
Yeah.
Casino Rider? So that would work better.
You know what a push is, right?
Oh, I thought you meant like you're kind of pushing that metaphor.
No. You know what a push is, right?
I'm gonna say yes, but why don't you tell the watchers?
I'm not gonna do that because I don't want you to know. I don't. You don't need to know. No gambling.
Google it right now. Push in gambling.
Would you like to explain to the audience what it is?
Let's see. What is push? Definition from sportingcharts.com. What does push sports betting mean? In order to avoid a push, almost all betting lines include a half-point addition. I don't know what this means.
Melamidian getting assaulted by the Lib GDL. Nose cone just loading straight into it along with plenty of watcha.
Pepper to go with that.
Pepper with the steak.
I was going to say assaulted.
Chariot is on Cake the Shot once again. They cannot deal with that carrot in this situation. Melamidian losing everything. Cake the Shot losing their balloon. Lumberjack shots are landing on Lib GDL, but they're going pretty much entirely into the armor.
This is just, once again, Cake has spawned, tried to set up a position. Riders have gone nope and closed in on that position, and we have the same engagement that we've seen the last two times, which we have the Watchafish on the Melamidian, just making sure all of his guns are continually down, and we have the Chariot just grinding the Cake the Shot into the dirt.
Bad situation.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and Riders have just been running this all day, and that's all it took.
Very rough game for Cake. Very rough game going up against the Riders. They are tough to deal with. They will be going up against the Bardlols. I think Bardlols. Here for the finals over on the official Guns of Icarus team that Fourth Oracle is managing right now. RobAndDan.tv/live is a place you can find that. Folks, thank you so much for joining us today. Kirk, you're going to go over and join Mr. Oracle.
I am going to go over and join Mr. Oracle. And everyone on stream, why don't you come with me? I'll lead the way. Follow the beautiful, luscious sound of my voice over on twitch.tv/Fourth Oracle.
There we go. Thank you everyone for joining us here. I will be live here in an hour or so, probably an hour and a half or so. Maybe with some Payday 2. If I'm not live with Payday 2, I'll be live right after we play some Payday 2 with either WoW Prep or we'll be going straight into Chivalry. I don't know. Maybe I'll save the WoW Prep for tomorrow. But either way, Thursday, folks, Thursday, early morning Eastern Standard Time, I will be starting our 56-hour long stream for World of Warcraft.
You have fun with that one, Dan.
It's gonna suck.
Why did you think this would be a good idea?
I make really bad life choices.
Oh, anyway, Dan, I'll see you on the flip side.
You enjoy streaming with Fourth Oracle. Thank you, folks. We are going to cut things off for now, at least. Don't miss Chivalry tonight with myself and Golden Glade right here at robandan.tv/live.